So, have you ever wondered if you are truly learning a valuable lesson in a situation, in an experience in your life? Or maybe you are actually stuck in a toxic cycle, in a pattern that somehow you cannot get out of it. This can be friendship, this can be love relationship, it can be anything, okay? So think about it. Do you ever experience one relationship after another relationship after another relationship, and yet it's always the same drama, the same issues, the same argument, and no matter what you do to heal yourself, to focus on yourself, to go on, self-empowering, self-love journey, and yet somehow you are still attracting the same type of freaking issue over and over again. So if you ever experience that, which me personally, I have been experiencing this as well. Now, this video is definitely for you. In today's video, I want to dive in deep about this topic, knowing the difference between learning good, valuable lessons, or maybe you are actually just stuck in some type of pattern. And so I want to bring this awareness to you. I'm going to give you a lot of tips, a lot of insights, how you can better understand this and how you can get out of this cycle. And so here, by the way, I'm also showing you a recent digital painting that I just finished, and I'm going to show you a little bit on behind the scene progress as to how I paint digitally. So this painting is very symbolic and personal to me. This is representing birth, a new cycle, a completely new chapter in life, birthing from the fire, from the ashes, just like a phoenix. And so I think in today's video, I just want to share you this art because I hope that you can also, in a way, connect with the energy, with the meaning personally. That sometimes you have to go through some endings and some death within your life so that you can start a completely new chapter. So you don't have to be stuck in a pattern like a wheel over and over and over again. Because in life, don't you want to live and enjoy life instead of just surviving one after another tragedy? I don't think none of us want that. So with that being said, grab a cup of coffee, tea, whatever it is. Here I have a glass of vodka. No, I'm just kidding. This is just water. So if you are new here to my channel, also hello, welcome. My name is Cindy, and in this channel I often do art, lifestyle videos alongside with spiritual and magical content videos as well. So please don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell ring so you will not miss any new upcoming videos. And if you are interested in any of my artwork, you can also check out my website at cindyantoinette.com, and also follow me on my Instagram at Amourinette for more updates and posts, okay? All of the complete info is down in the description. So yeah, with that being said, let's get on to the video of today. Alright, so tip number 1. Now, how can you truly know if you are stuck in a toxic cycle? Now, I suggest for you to take a look at least the recent past 3 connections, 3 experiences that you have in your life that is very, very similar with one and another when it comes to the issues, the arguments, okay? Again, this can be friendship, this can be love relationship, this can be anything. But I guess we all know that most of the time, a lot of people have issues in their love life. At least that's for me. Okay, yeah, the clownery. I am very much a clown myself. And so this is also, based on my own experiences. And so I want to share with you that for me, when it comes to my love life, when I take a look at the 3 recent past relationships, connections with the people that I had in my love life, the crazy thing is that it's very similar. And in fact, from my own experience, I can tell you, I dealt with similar connections, similar arguments, similar issues, and even similar type of men 5 times. seriously 5 times, and it is still the same thing, the same issue over and over again. But to cut it short, you don't have to take a look at all of the entire connections in your life, so just give it 3. Okay, take a look at it. Now, what I want you to do is to compare between these 3 top relationships or connections that really bring a lot of impact into your life. And I want you to compare how many similarities between these 3 connections in your life. And if this is about a specific person, like a love interest, I want you to also compare all of these 3 people and their similarities as well. Now, me being a Virgo, I love everything to be organized, to be perfect, and to be pristine. And so if I would do this, I would literally just write things down. Now, I know it sounds maybe like, Cindy, are you crazy? That sounds really dramatic. But here's the thing. Sometimes our mind, can be really loud. We have a lot of voices. We have a lot of thoughts. We have, the monkey mind. That's what they would call. That's what they would call. Okay, so I suggest for you to write things down so that you can actually have a more organized and clear mind, so that you can flow in this process much better, much easier. So write all of the similarities between all of these 3 people or these 3 connections, and then take a look. Now I want you to go further step ahead by listing all the good things and the bad things that you experience in each of these 3 connections. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, but this is very important if you really want to have awareness and understand if you are stuck in something, or maybe you're just not learning the lesson. But then again, do it. Okay, just write things. So now I want you to compare, is there any balance at all between the good and the bad events? I personally would say that at least in a healthy connections, at least you are supposed to expect like 70 to maybe 80% of positive and good events compared to the bad. If you only have 60 or even 50% of good, experiences compared to the bad ones, I mean, I don't think that's actually good. So I want you to compare all of these things between all of those people that bring a lot of impact into your life, and really be honest with yourself. Are all of those experiences worth fighting for? To continue fighting for or not? I mean, let's be honest here. If you only receive 50 or 60% of positivity in a connection, don't you think it's worth it or not? Because you just want to make sure that the other person is also giving you as much love and effort and compassion as much as you do. And I know that in reality we cannot expect everything to be perfect. Of course, there is no such thing as a smooth, pristine, perfect connection. Whether it's friendship or love, there's no such thing as that. But you can definitely do something about this cycle so that you can end it and then begin a better one. So tip number 2 is for you to start being realistic, or at least try to learn how to be balanced between spirituality and practicality. Now, here is the thing. This is what's really important. Now, in the spiritual community, a lot of people keep saying that, oh, you have to learn your lessons, oh, you are paying for karma and all of that things. In some ways, it's true. At least in my own experiences, that's what I had in my life. And I do see that by learning lessons through hardships can actually make you be stronger, can actually make you better, because the world out there is harsh. let's be real here. The world out there is crazy, wild, harsh, but the world out there is full of rainbows. It's full of colors, many shades of colors. The world out there is full of adventure and amazing, interesting, unique experiences. You may never know what type of unique and creative people that you could meet in your life. But of course, you would never know what type of nasty and so full of negativity people out there. You never know. But here's the thing. I also personally believe that there should still be a balance between spirituality and practicality in our life. Why? Because if you keep going through life with a mindset that in order to be spiritual, you have to accept any type of bullshit and give it an excuse of, well, this is my lesson. Because here's the thing. Do you ever wonder that, this type of mindset could actually be some type of a trap, like a false positivity, fake positivity? Because again, let us be real. This world is a mix of white and black. And you know what? In fact, I don't really like to use that metaphor, because I personally would use the idea of this world is full of colors. And so based on my own personal experiences, at least, I just think that if I keep telling myself whatever shitty behavior that other people did to me, I have to accept it because it's for my own spiritual growth, it's for my lesson. Because in some ways, it's kind of like me being okay with it and always being open for that type of lesson. So that could actually be one of the reasons why you are in this trap, this cycle over and over and over again, because of that mindset that is in our subconscious mind. Now, this type of mindset is also similar when it comes to career. Okay, I'm just giving you a quick example. In the past, people used to say work hard, work hard, work hard. But nowadays, we are starting to learn that it's actually better to work smart instead of working hard. You don't have to work hard with all of your blood, sweat, and tears. What's important is that you have good intentions, you have good focus, you are consistent, but you have to learn how to work smart. Like, for example, if you want to be an artist, a musician, you have to know how to market yourself. You have to know how to put yourself out there and manage your business. This is not just about I have to work hard in a way that you are giving it all with all of your blood, sweat, and tears, and then receiving practically nothing because you don't know the key, another skill that you actually need to learn, which is, for example, marketing or business. Now, I know that this is a little bit off topic, but this is everyday simple example that I just want to tell you that it actually works exactly the same when it comes to you being stuck in this cycle, because it's a subconscious mindset, right? So for tip number 2 is that I just want to tell you to still please be realistic in a way that you know how to balance between spirituality and practicality. There are all shades of colors. It's not just black and white. It's not just spirituality or just practicality. We have to balance between these two. Because if you think that the only way for you to grow, to be stronger, the only way for you to have a spiritual awakening or to ascend so that you are this, all glowing, enlightened person or soul being, the only way to do that is to go through like the worst possible relationships ever. I mean, it doesn't always have to be that way. So again, yes, life is full of BS, but also full of love and happiness too. So I don't think it's wrong at all for you to basically make a request or just communicate with the universe, with your soul or whoever, whatever that you connect to, and to talk to them and tell them that, hey, I am open for good experiences in my life. I am open for learning valuable lessons through the things that I can still feel at peace within myself and with people involved. I seriously don't think there's anything wrong. It's not about, oh, you're just being weak, oh, you have to toughen up. Because in fact, I think that for such a long time, we are living in this mindset that in order for us to basically survive as this human being is to be tough and tough and tough all the freaking time. But actually, nowadays, I do see a lot of people are becoming more aware of the importance of being vulnerable. Okay, being vulnerable, because it's actually one of the ways that is going to help you to connect with people in a more intimate way. That is one of the way for you to be able, to open up your heart and to trust each other better, which is by being vulnerable. Then of course, you still have to be careful with who you want to be vulnerable with. Now I'm going to give you a tip, okay? Now I learned this from my own psychologist. So whenever you are in this monkey mind state, which is, a lot of noise, a lot of crazy thoughts and scenarios happening in your mind, especially if you do have, a lot of issues or anxiety and insecurity, I know it's not easy at all. That's also the same with me. Now I'm going to give you this tip. Whenever you want to attract or to manifest something better, something new into your life, you may still have this, belief or a mindset that, oh, it doesn't matter because every time that I get into a new relationship, it's always this type of, the same type of man, the same type of woman. Now, one of the ways that can help you is to try to think of the worst possible scenario, the best possible scenario, and then the middle ground, which is the most likely to happen scenario. Now, by you doing this is going to help your brain calm down so much more. Now, for example, let's say you want to confess to your crush. Now, one of the way that you can, rewire your brain is to think, what would possibly be the worst case scenario that would happen if you confess to your crush? Now think of the best possible scenario that would happen if you confess. Okay, it's okay, just sit with it, meditate upon it, and then continue on to the last step, which is think of the middle ground, which is what is the most likely normal thing, the normal scenario that would happen. So last but not least, tip number 3. Now this is a little bit more about, spirituality. Okay, this is more on the esoteric side to things. What I just wanna, give you the message is that spirituality in a nutshell is all about self-awareness. Okay, and sometimes I just think that people get a little bit over, complicated with all of the meanings of, oh, this is the way to be spiritual, this is the way, that is the way, this is the way. And sometimes, just sometimes, I have seen people that are trying too hard, trying too much, to the point that, again, they are stuck in this false positivity mindset or this like weird pattern in their life that is actually not bringing them a lot of happiness, joy, or even light. Now, another thing that I also want to mention is that if you ever experience a really toxic or abusive relationship, and when you told this to other people, instead of receiving support, the other people are actually telling you to stay in that connection, to stay in that environment, because you need to toughen up, you need to face it, you need to fight it, you need to to become stronger, basically. Now for me, this type of thing is actually it's so unhealthy, because the thing is it just doesn't make sense. If you really want to be in a healthy, loving, and positive environment that is actually good for you, that is actually supportive of you, why would you force yourself to stay in a toxic environment where you know that it is bad, you know it's toxic, you know it's unhealthy, but you force yourself to stay there to prove to other people that you are strong enough, that hey, yes, I'm a tough person. So ironically, instead of becoming better, instead of raising your vibration, you actually put your vibration in a low level by staying in that toxic environment. And so if anybody tells you this, then well, I just have to say, whatever choices, whatever experiences it is, it's up to you. Now, the other thing, the last tip that I just want to give to you before we end this video is to just know your self-worth, know your boundaries, be assertive, give other people chances. But the most important thing is to have this awareness with yourself first, so that you know if it's really worth it to, you know, to fight this, to give it another chance or not, if this whole situation is worth it or not, if you are actually in a healthy connection, or maybe you're just stuck in a cycle, which is like the entire theme of this video. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to say. And if you ever need some encouragement, just do something creative for yourself. You can do affirmations, you can, you know, do something creative, you can sing, paint, dance, whatever it is. And yeah, if you also want to learn more about the basic understanding and the many tips and insights about law of attraction, I already have several of those videos in my channel. I have a playlist, all of my videos about spirituality and things like that, so you can just check it out. Okay, so I really hope this video brings you a lot of insights and that this is helpful. Thank you for watching. Let me know down below in the comments and I will surely be back. Mwah.